Hey there, friends. How are you? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie, and we are checking in for your energies, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. Let's take a peek at the major theme for you right now, and how we can support your journey. It feels like something may be feeling a little bit stuck, but I feel like you're going to break free from that. But again, let's just connect on in. I'm going to pull 3 cards to see what the major themes are, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper. Let me know where you are from in the comments below, and what time it is at the time that you connect into this reading. I'd love to know more, and appreciate you guys who are here on the regular and say g'day, and hello to our newcomers. All right. Yeah, so this is the stuck energy that I'm feeling. So you've got yin yang, you've got indecision, and pushing through to the cornucopia energy. So straight up, there's something here that you could be looking at. Is this meant for you? Is this in alignment? Does this support your goals? Does this support your direction? Yin yang can resemble here a few things, okay? That's the masculine and feminine energy. So there could be a strong connection that you're feeling around someone or towards someone right now. But this could also be about yourself and what you're connecting into, what you want to grab hold of, and where you're going. But right now, you're sitting in the indecision space. So that's a really, not a fun space to be in. It's where you're not making choices. It's where you're sitting still. So it's very hard for the manifestation to take place, or the thing to come to life on where you're meant to go. Because even when we make a decision and when we move forward, there's a couple of things that happen. It relieves and allows something to unfold as it needs to. And it can also show you maybe that's not the right direction, okay? Or maybe it gives you further confirmation that's the direction to go. When we sit in indecision, usually it's because we're mulling over something, procrastinating for some reason, okay? And that reason can also instigate the universe just playing as it does, and then removes that choice or removes that decision from you because it's no longer available. Again, subject to what it is and what it means and what the dynamic is for you right now. But it can also cause a lot of stress or a lot of undue stress. And again, making a decision, yes, no, or going for it tells you a lot about where you're at yourself and where spirit is guiding and supporting you. So there seems like there's something significant here, Pisces. But once the decision is made, or what you're looking at is about this cornucopia energy, it's about the pathway. You've got 11, master number. So it's like a pathway. Where are you going? And does it bring and produce this for you? So let's dive in a little more on what spirit wants you to know about this process and about this pathway to help you right now. Okay, so let's have a look at the yin yang and see what more this is about, and then we'll start asking some questions. My hair's gone a little fuzz. Just randomly downpour today, so it was nice, when you do the hair for us ladies. Maybe guys, it happens to you too. You get your hair done, you wash it, blow dry it, style it, and then you go outside and it's raining and it's just like, really? Okay. So yin yang, you've got the 3 of swords. What is this representing? Oh, actually, you got 2 master numbers. The yin yang is 22. And then you've got the 11, which is, where you're moving through to. And the 8 is sitting in the middle. Maybe you're going in a bit of a cycle of not making choices for yourself. But let's have a look. Yeah. So right now there could be a situation regarding a person or a dynamic here that has left you at some point feeling disappointed, or that path or journey that you've chosen once didn't work out the way you had planned, and it's left you feeling a little defeated in some way is what it feels like. But you're also looking at, with this Hanged Man, I think you're trying to step away and look at this from a little bit of a different direction, or a little bit of different perspective. Like, what are you seeing? What are you missing? Also too, what you might be giving up if you go towards this connection or partnership. What do we need to see here? 5 of Cups. So there's something here about some disappointment and some sense of loss, some emotional disconnect here for you. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Okay. So you've got the Page of Wands. So someone could have reached out to you, connected with you, wants to communicate with you, and you don't know what to do with it, but you're definitely showing up or trying to show up with some perspective, some clear perspective, you know, making some logical decisions here. And I think also the way that you're connecting into this energy, you're quite guarded right now on an emotional front, because I feel like this situation or this dynamic has left you feeling in a space of where you've got to emotionally withdraw your feelings, because at some point in time this has let you down. This situation has, at some point, an experience around this has left you defeated, and I feel like you don't want to make the wrong decision moving forward. You want to be connected to your truth, to your happiness, to where your soul feels alive, in a really beautiful way. Let's have a look more on this indecision and what you need to know. I mean, guys, I don't know how much of this story we can really connect to, but this seems to be around a very strong connection and a very, connected relationship. So if this is your story, stay here. If this is not your story directly related to this seems to be about, again, a choice in partnership of some kind. So, or a choice with someone that you felt like you were on the same page. You both felt and cared deeply about each other, or about, the growth of something here. And you're feeling a little bit stuck. What do we need to know about this indecision? Okay, you've got the Yes card. So it's telling you here right now, it's time to make a decision. It's time to move forward and drive in your truth. I feel either which way, no matter where you go, you are protected and you are supported. But remembering that you're in control. This is my Yes card. This is my Go for it card. This is the card that is letting you know that you have the path, you have the journey. You've got the two wands here, which is letting us know about the path. This is like the 11 energy. This is kind of like the chariot driving forward, but you've got everything you need here, like in terms of the magician energy, in terms of, the Mother Earth energy. I feel like you've got everything you need to move forward with this. I think there's a part of you, though, that this yes is about trusting yourself. Okay, so when there is this yes energy, the yes energy is, what are you leaning mostly into? Where do you lean into and you think about your future that you get excited about? If you broke away the fear, and if you really connected into what the energy presents to you, what the other energy shows up as, I think importantly that you've got you and you're heading in the right path either which way. So when I say go for it in your truth, not go for it just, you can see what happens. I think it's about not having regrets with your own choices. And, I see this happen often in terms of, where a relationship has potentially broken down, or you give that person another chance. If you didn't step into giving that person another chance, or they gave you another opportunity, and I say a chance in, where something hasn't worked out, there's been a very strong disconnect and you're trying to reconnect, right? And it's sometimes like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if you give it another try, at least you know that you've given it what you needed to give. Maybe in hindsight, after that, you go, I can't believe I did it, but I think you'll be happier that you did. You know what I mean? Even if it doesn't work out, but if it does. And I feel like, again, whether this is a romantic relationship, whether this is a partnership that you're going, two people coming together to go after a goal or an ambition or some kind, I feel like it's letting you know, if you don't try, you're not going to know, right? But you've also got to trust in yourself, in what you're seeing. Is, what you see in this person or in this situation, is it trying to come from a good place? Is it trying to come from good faith? Is it coming from a place of you're feeling a bit safe? Sometimes, stepping outside of this comfort zone, out of your comfort zone or into the unknown can feel, uncomfortable just naturally. But let's have a look at this cornucopia and what you need to know about this in terms of the outcome and where this is going. You've got the justice energy. So truth, clarity, balance, coming together in what is going to prevail. Excusez-moi. We do have the 7 of Swords showing up here with the 9 of Wands. And I feel for one of my friends here that I did a session for the other week. I did a different deck, but this seems to be coming and showing up here for some reason. And I feel like This was around a connection, and you know who you are if you're listening in. There's something here about trying to protect yourself around. It's like there's a question mark here. Is this person playing me? Okay. That there's also this part, is this person going to protect you from any of this nonsense, you know? But I think there's also this part to remember, is that how far you've come on your journey, if you have been let down, if someone hasn't done the right thing, if someone hasn't supported you, it's like there's a little lesson here. I feel like there's a little lesson here, because in terms of the, you know, moving through, we've got the Hierophant. So that's discernment. It's commitment to self and spiritual truth, but it's also about the commitment of partnership as well. So when we combine all these things, there seems like there was a breakdown in what is right and what is fair and what is, you know, truth. Maybe there were things that weren't upfront, you know, and you've got to have some strong boundaries in play here. You know, be open, be aware. But I think that can be hard too if there has been some form of deception or some form of lack of clarity or lack of transparency. It's, you know, the question of how to commit to that. But you can have a plan. You can have a plan. And sometimes, you know, the boundaries are not, this is my boundary. It can simply be, you know, if you have a boundary in place, let's say, for example, that there's another party involved, an old party, an ex-party, you know, or they used to gossip before, whatever it is, because everyone's situation is going to be different. Sometimes it may be romantic. Sometimes it may be, if it's in a business situation, that, you know, when it comes to money or the way you handle things, you want clarity and you don't want to be cheated like perhaps you were once before. It's like, this is the way that I would like things to move forward, and you know, whether they're willing to participate in that. But the boundary is, if they don't, what are you willing to do about it? Are you willing to stand and walk your talk, you know? If it's something that is not supportive of your relationship, supportive of your direction, or supportive of the plan or the path, are you willing to have a conversation about it? And are they willing to step up to the plate and show you they're doing the work, or show you they're willing to meet you? And are you also flexible in meeting it? But there's a boundary and there's a standard as well, right? And being able to go, you know what, I'm not going to deal with the bare minimum. I'm not going to have people hide things from me, whatever it might be. I think this is going to be an important part for you to rebuild trust and to rebuild a connection here, okay? So the boundaries aren't usually called out loud, this is my boundary. It's more, as you can appreciate, in terms of, you know, connected communication, leaning in communication that can, you know, bid to support the journey, but also remembering that if it doesn't support your truth and the direction, then what are you willing to do about it? Because if you keep showing up and going, oh, but that's okay. No, it's not okay. Are you willing to walk away, or are you willing to change something that's going to support you at the end of the day? Because yes, it can support the relationship. Yes, it can support the dynamic, but is it in your truth? And I hope that's making sense here. In terms of the outcome, what do we need to know? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, I just feel like it's not, you don't want to trick yourself that something's okay when it's not. Yeah. So this is what, in terms of the outcome, you have the creator energy and the world energy. If something hasn't worked out or isn't working out, it's going to show itself either which way, okay? But I feel like sometimes where there's an ending, naturally there's an ending for a lesson, for some form of growth, or for some form of betterment with this person or without them. And I think this is the clear path of discernment here, of where your truth sits, because it seems like something started at some point or starts again at some point, but just doesn't work out because it's not the natural course of long-term trajectory, or in the sense of where that relationship dynamic was. So maybe something didn't work out, you've reconnected, and now it works out. Maybe, you know, there was a bit of a disconnect and there had to be a reason for a disconnect. It wasn't your journey and something new comes in, you know. and or that something new comes in and doesn't work out because it's not meant for you. So I feel like there's some cycle that's presenting itself to learn, to unwind, and to get you into the direction that you're meant to go. But I feel like you need to give something an effort first for it to, I think, give you part closure, but also, you know, closure doesn't mean ending. I think it's closure and understanding, but also I think it's more about understanding yourself, and knowing how you've shown up to the situation around this. So I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I hope that has supported your journey and makes sense, and you can decipher that based on your situation and scenario. But it just seems like however this is coming around, there has been some breakdown, some disappointment, some letdown, and I feel like you're making a decision. Do I go for this? Do I not go for this? Whatever path that you choose, the outcome at the end of the day is going to be aligned to this. Meaning, if something doesn't work out, it's to get you to this. If something works out, it's to get you to this. But it's always going to work out, if that makes sense, right? But the path along the journey is like something needs to end in a supportive way to get you right on track of where you're meant to be. There is some lesson here of something not going to plan at first. So the thing that you desire, that commitment desire, the fairness, the trust, and you know, the collaboration in harmony works out in the way that you need. I think there's just some understanding about this dynamic and this path right now that you need to learn for you. And I think it's really important not to make it about the other person in terms of the alignment of this. And what I mean by that is focusing on where things sit with you and how you feel, how you choose to communicate, how you choose to approach. That person is going to very much show you who they are throughout this path and journey. That's going to give you insight to make the best decision for yourself. So I'm going to leave it there, friend. I'll catch you later. Bye.